Hello again everyone, and welcome to another edition of our online newsletter. As we did previously, we will be covering a couple of our race horses that have done particularly well over the last few weeks. We haven't had too many horses race, so there's been a lot that have gone out for a break, and quite a few that are just coming in and having their preparations, or they're at the beginning of their preparations rather. But still doesn't mean we didn't get our fair share of winners, as we do every month. So there are a couple of definite standouts that we're going to go over in terms of their racing, their great wins that they've had over the past few weeks, and of course, where to follow them from here on. We're also going to start a review of our yearlings. So every newsletter from here on out, we're going to pick one particular yearling, perhaps something that relates to one of our race horses, whether it be the same sire as a winner we're talking about, or from the same family. And we're going to go into a little more depth so that you guys get the good oil on exactly how they're traveling at the moment, and whether they sound like a good investment for you or not. You might be sitting on the fence or waiting from the nod from either myself or Gary as to how they're traveling and if they're going well. So this will give you our personal insight, or my personal insight rather, as to how they've been traveling from the time we bought them through to now. So onto the race horses. There were two obvious standouts, as I mentioned. The first is a favourite of mine, as everyone knows, Stratum. Stratum's last win was a big one. It was the 2015 Maya Magic Million Sprint. Since then, he's been racing very well, very consistently, without winning. He hasn't had much luck since that day. It's been just over a year. Mind you, this is a horse that never leaves his owners disappointed, because he's got such a big heart and he never stops trying. And you just know he's going to pop up and win the right race at the right time. And that's exactly what happened. First up, he went to Durban, where he was entered into a listed race over 1,050 metres, and he was beat by about half a length. So he finished second, earned himself his first piece of black type. However, 3 weeks later, same venue, same distance. It was the Chief De Beers listed handicap over 1,050 metres. Stratum missed the kick ever so slightly, but it actually enabled him to get into a very nice position on the fence behind the leader. On the turn, he just blew them away, and he got that much deserved listed win. So he's now a black type horse, as he deserves to be. That particular win took his earnings up to around the $420,000 mark. Mind you, this is a horse that Elite Thoroughbreds bought for $45,000, so he's earned almost 10 times his purchase price. He has won at 3, he has won at 4, he has won at 5, and he's won at 6. And this run was his best run in his career, so he's only getting better, this horse. He's sound. He's a pleasure to deal with in the stable, and as I said, he's got a heart bigger than himself. He just missed breaking a track record, actually. He was just under half a second outside the track record that day. So regardless of what was going to happen in that race, he was going to be impossible to run down. He ran such fast time, and he'd done it in typical Stratum fashion. It was great to see the owners get that win. Particularly those base owners that have been around from the very beginning and have stuck by this fellow. And no doubt it was a thrill for everyone involved. A lot of the owners in this particular horse, it's their first time they've ever won a black type event. So it was definitely great to see, and I don't think there was a more deserving horse than Stratum. The second horse we will speak about is Next Level. Again, this is a horse that's just getting better as he gets on. He won in town as a 2-year-old, but his 3-year-old season he got kind of lost, which happens to a lot of 2-year-olds. However, he has since put 5 wins on the board and has won close to $120,000. His last couple of races have both been for wins, so he's won 2 in a row. He was sent out for an easy kill, second up, in a benchmark 70 event where he basically made it look like a track gallop. It was like collecting $8,500 for an exhibition gallop, as we would expect it of him to do that day. It was the first time he was actually dropped down to that class, and you don't see too many benchmark 70 races below provincial grade. Now, his next assignment was the long-standing Cessnock Cup. Good prize money, worth more than a provincial race. Kind of sat in between a provincial and a midweek in terms of prize money, so it was certainly a good aim, and he was very well placed by his trainer Gary Portelli. He won this race as easy as he had won his previous. He just jumped, stuck to the rail, kicked on the turn. Mitchell Bell has rode him his past 2 starts, and he shot off, breaking the track record. Youthful King, I believe, held the previous track record. And then a horse of ours named Sizzling Gaze actually ran 1/100th of a second quicker than that track record not long after. And Next Level has come out and smashed that record by 0.4 of a second, I believe. So, you know, this horse is on the up. He's flying at the moment. And both him and Straturbo, I would certainly keep an eye on. They're only getting better, or they're only going to get better throughout their preparations. They've both made tremendous starts to their preparations, the best they've ever had. And they're just low flying. You know, they're cruising through their track work. They're obviously turning up on race day and getting the job done. We just got to hope that we continue to find these good tracks, these solid surfaces throughout this winter period, as they both need a good surface in order to show their best, in order to get the job done. So we've just got to cross our fingers and look for the good ground wherever we can find it. Because if we can do that and keep placing them accordingly, that won't be the last time they win this preparation, the both of them. So horses to follow, Straturbo and Next Level. Now, as far as reviewing our yearlings go, it's only fitting that we talk about our Stratum filly, being that Straturbo is a Stratum, and of course, as many know, we haven't had that sort of success with any sire than what we've had with Stratum's progeny. Every Stratum we've bought has won races. 3 of them have turned up in black type races. 2 of them won black type races. The others have placed in town and won provincials. He's just been such a good stallion for us. And this particular filly, by Stratum out of no comment, in my personal opinion, she's the nicest yearling we have bought in a long time. So much so that Gary and myself thought we wouldn't be able to afford her. But I didn't want to take the risk. I got her vetted, and, given the conditions on the day, she was placed in between a few nice horses that people were looking at as well at that particular sale. And, I was bidding quite aggressively. We ended up getting, one up on them. So we truly underpaid for this horse. She's just all class, and we will replay the interview with Gary and the horse that was taken right after we bought her. You'll see that Gary will speak about her attributes and what he likes about her, and you will see just how strong this girl is and why we like her so much. She would certainly be the first horse I'd be looking at if you're looking to reinvest and hopefully find that nice that nice filly or mare that can go on and get the job done at stud after her racing career's over. She's a real cracker. So here it is, the interview with Gary, speaking about the Stratum no comment filly that we bought at the 2016 Classic Sale in Sydney.
She's a beautiful, strong filly, as you can see, and a good mare, no comment. Races a 2-year-old, and she actually beat off Course I Can at Canterbury in a maiden. We all know that of Course I Can went on to win a Group 1 race. Mother was a very, very serious racehorse, and I just love this filly's strength through a hindquarter. She's a late foal, she's a November foal, but you can see by the size of her, she's quite a good, strong filly. Big, strong hindquarter through, down to her Gaskins. Typical of the Stratums, long barrel horse, which is something we look for with the Stratums. Good legs, good quality head on her, and I think she's very typical of the horses that we've had that had a lot of success by this stallion. So I think she's probably going to be a later type 2-year-old, being that she's a late foal. There's no doubt she will race at 2, and I'm very, very confident this filly's a very good filly.
So there you have it, Gary's take on the Stratum no comment filly. As you would have seen, she's just all class. She's such a strong girl, and I've probably haven't heard Gary speak that confidently about a yearling. He really likes this girl. The fact that we bought her was a surprise to both of us, and I would really take a good look at this girl if you've been waiting for some kind of acknowledgement, or you've been sitting on the fence about which horse you want to get into. This is one I would certainly not pass up. Have a good look at her. There's videos on the website, there's pictures on the website. She's got a great pedigree, being related to $1 million earner and 3-time Group 2 winner Lucky Secret. She's a full sister, or the mare's a full sister to VRC Group 3 winner Hinting. And of course, the mare is a Sydney Provincial winner by Dan Zero, who was a great sire himself. So if you've got any questions about the Stratum filly, don't hesitate to hit me up by email or give me a call. That's all we've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this edition of our online newsletter. We'll be back in a few weeks with another one. We'll finish off with a couple of race replays, being Straturbo's victory in the Chief de Beers and Next Level's win in the Cessnock Cup.
The next one, she's 5 lengths off the leader. A length and a half to Dream Choice. The last of all is Offers Vera. 350 metres left to go. Homeward bound. Plateau Gold the leader here from Vienna Queen. Wicked Intent. Straturbo back nearer the inside. And here's Salida. She's starting to scorch home down the outside. Plateau Gold, Straturbo down the outside. Wicked Intent and Salida. Plateau Gold and also Straturbo. Straturbo shot through, took the lead. Straturbo's coming clear, and Straturbo's too good on the first race. Straturbo wins it by 2 lengths on the line from Wicked Intent, and third Plateau Gold. Salida ran 4, followed by Dream Choice, Office Bearer. Second last in was Vienna Queen, and Don't Tease Me was wide, dropped down. Was
away third Patronage. Annandale Lass pulls out 3 deep to start a run. Clunes Rocket just sucking up on the rails, followed by Sense of Play. Wild and Proud is under pressure. Lucky I'm a Cougat and Charming Lad at the head of the others. They bunch up top of the straight. It's Next Level with 350 to go. Kicked into the straight, led 2 lengths. Patronage, Clunes Rocket a bit flat from Showmaster. Lucky I'm a Cougat getting out, and then Charming Lad, Sense of Play, but Next Level going well at the 100. Patronage trying to get on terms, but Next Level is going to run them into the ground in the cup. Next Level all the way, wins it by 2. Beat home Patronage and Clunes Rocket third. Fourth between Charming Lad, Lucky I'm a Cougat, then Speedy Squib. Further back Showmaster, Sense of Play, Wild and Proud, Annandale Lass, and Tableau saw them all safely home. Next Level, beautifully rated in front by Mitch Bell, has been too strong, trained by Gary Portelli.